So before we get started, check out the following links in the description box below as highlighted in the image shown. So you'll be able to get our past papers, our link to our official website, link to accreditations, our link to donation page, and contact details in the description. So once you'll be watching a certain video of any lesson or of any past paper, you'll be able to get all these links, and you can be able to get to download past papers, to reach to our official website. You'll be able to see links to our accreditations so that you can see which authorities have accredited us. You'll be able to reach to our donation page as well as our contact details. So question 6 of our paper, December 2023, communication skills. 6A Roman 1 says, explain the meaning of ethical communication. What is ethical communication? It refers to the practice of sharing information in a way that is honest, respectful, and responsible. It involves being transparent, avoiding deception, and considering the impact of your words on others. It strives to promote fairness, integrity, and trust in their interaction. So in simple words, or in short, you can say ethical communication is that kind of communication that is done rightfully through considering so many things to ensure that at the end of the day, the kind of communication you make is going to respect people, is going to be moral enough, and is going to bring no issue at all, rather than peace and respect and trust. At the ethical communication, kind of communication that follows a certain principle, kind of communication that is truthful, kind of communication that is respectful, and so on and so forth. Number A, Roman 2 says, examine 4 organizational factors that might cause employees to engage in unethical behavior. What are some of the factors that might cause employees to behave unethical in an organization? Number 1, poor leadership and management. Yes. You might be having poor leaders who are not role models themselves. Because if you are a leader, that means you are a role model. These people look up to you. So if you are a leader and already you're behaving unethically, what do you expect from the people you lead? Poor leadership and management, number 1. Number 2, lack of clear ethical guidelines. When the organization lacks rules and legislation that guides the employees on how to behave at the workplace, that might make employees misbehave or behave unethically. Always have a policy, always have rules and regulations attached in your main board or notice board so that employees could really know clearly that this is what is expected of us. If you don't do this, you are going to get a punishment, or maybe you are going to get some sort of suspension from job. So people or employees in the organization will always strive to be ethical. But if there is no clear set guideline on that basically guides employees on how to behave, they'll always misbehave. And then number 3, another point, high pressure and unrealistic expectations. You keep on harassing your employees. You keep on making them work under pressure. You keep on giving them unrealistic targets. They'll misbehave. And then inadequate oversight and accountability. When you don't have enough supervisors to look at the employees who are working, when employees just work anyhowly without any sort of or any kind of accountability, they'll always misbehave because they know no one will be able to know that it's me, because there's no clear guideline on how these people should basically be responsible at the workplace. So all these could make employees behave unethical. So that is question A. Question B of our number 6. Discuss, question B and last, discuss 5 guidelines that can be used to improve the understanding and interpretation of nonverbal communication. What are some of the guidelines that you could use to ensure that you understand well nonverbal communication? We said nonverbal communication is the communication that takes place in absence of words, just signals, body language, etc. So what are some of the guidelines you'll use as a person to ensure that you understand this nonverbal communication? One, look for consistency. Check whether verbal communication aligns with nonverbal signals, meaning that discrepancies can indicate mixed messages or hidden feelings. So when you talk of nonverbal communication, this is whereby you use either signs, use signals, use symbols to communicate something. So there are those people who could be communicating verbally but at the same time supporting with nonverbal communication. So if this person is expressing himself through verbal and nonverbal, then the only way you can be able to understand and interpret this communication is to check whether there's consistency between what he is saying through the word of mouth and what he's trying to imply through the body language. So you need to be careful enough to look for the consistency between what is said and what is implied or impressed. And then number two, pay attention to the body language. Always be attentive to really read the body language of the person. Does this person really mean this way or that way? Be attentive. And then also focus on eye contact. That is also another way to fully understand what the person is meaning. If you lose focus, that means you'll not be able to understand. But at least if you focus eye contact and you get to understand what the person is expressing, you'll be able to eliminate any barrier, because you're going to really fully understand what the person is saying. That is going to be a plus on you. And then also listen to the tone and voices. The tone and the voices you use normally change depending on what kind of information you are presenting. So always be attentive to the tone, always be attentive to the voices. That can also help you understand more what the person means in whatever communication he or she is making. And then lastly, consider cultural differences. Why? Because nonverbal cues can vary across cultures. So being mindful of the different interpretations in the diverse cultural context. Certain thing could mean certain thing in another culture. So be careful to ensure that whatever you said is exactly whatever the other people are getting. So that is it. Our number 6. Thank you. Let's meet in our next question. So if you like this video, you can always enroll with us. You'll be able to access more of these revision sessions. And also you'll be able to find well done lectures or pre-recorded videos for all the KASNEB courses as well as CHRP. And in case of anything, you can always reach us out. We have our contact details on the screen. Feel free to call, feel free to WhatsApp anytime. So thank you, and let's meet in our next session.